Hi, it's Coach Doccindy, and I'm going to give you some of the reasons that yoga can be a benefit to you, and I'm going to give you the ones that have really hit me that made me realize that choosing to do yoga during the Miracle Morning routine was the right thing for me to do instead of getting up and doing cardio. Initially, I was challenged to do the yoga in the morning to incorporate it, but I accepted the challenge. And then instead of just doing it the minimum that I was asked to do, I started doing it every day. So, number one, yoga to me really improved my flexibility. It worked on changing where I was flexible, and I was able to see advancements in how I could bend and stretch, and I could see even muscles lengthening so that my flexibility increased. It definitely also, number two, increased my muscle tone and my definition. And specifically, I could see the strength in the difference in my back and difference in my legs from doing some of the postures. And I really hadn't 100% noticed until we had snapped a picture of me flexing from the back and could definitely see more definition from doing it. So that was 100% unexpected, but that's one of the benefits. Number three, it improves balance. The balance poses, even any of the poses, if you go up into warrior, it works on balance. It helps you hold in your core, it strengthens your core, but it moves you into a balanced position. And there's a lot of satisfaction when you can hold that position for the first time, or you can hold a position longer than you've held it. But these balancing movements bring you into the moment and into your body and into understanding what you need to do to bring balance into that posture. So that's a great thing. Number four, it does build strength. It builds strength in me. I could see that I was able to do even more in my workouts because I had this morning the way that I had it. And I felt stronger and more able to do the later workouts that I wanted to do. And if I would not have that morning workout and go right into my other workouts, I could feel the difference. So it built strength in me, especially in my determination. And I could feel my body changing, especially with my muscles. So strength was definitely one of the things. I think the fifth thing that I want to tell you about is the breathing technique, because yoga forces you to breathe. It really increases your understanding of you being there in the moment, and your breathing, especially when you're stretching, is really key. Especially when you're blowing out, so that you have your muscles tightened in your core and in your back. And when you stretch up and when you're doing a vinyasa and you're doing sun salutations, you're definitely breathing. So it works really well to get your breathing on task. And so I have actually been able to translate some of the breathing to calmness. So if I'm in a really stressful situation, with maybe grading papers or with a meeting or something, and I just take a few seconds to myself, I can breathe and I can breathe through things. So that's a positive that I've seen. Also, the concept of mental calmness and the being there in the moment that I just mentioned, that was 100% one of the things that made me realize it was the right thing to do during my Miracle Morning routine. And so if you incorporate this yoga it brings you to a place where you're centered and brings you an awareness of your own self, which is a calming that can take over you so that you feel really enriched when you're done with it. And in turn, the last thing that it did for me for sure was it lowered my stress. It took the stress out of my morning. It took the stress out of the running around that I would normally do in the morning. So when I started the Miracle Morning and then did the stretching, it brought me into a place where I could begin my day in a much more calmer way and get so much more done instead of just approaching everything all overly stressed out. So yoga had a lot of benefits for me. That's just a few of them. But when you see what yoga can do for you, even if you're saying, I've never tried it, or you've only done it a few times, it's worth a shot. It's worth a try if you put your mind to it and stretch with yoga. It's like get your yoga on. So check out the rest of my blogs and watch for the next installment, because that'll be the next phase in it.